Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades. It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.
欢迎大家收看亚洲保时捷凯迪拉杯2023年赛季第10回合的直播现场，我是本次赛季的主持人 Sammy。今天是我们在马来西亚雪邦国际赛道第4次在这里比赛了，而今天的天气是非常的炎热，这可能对我们的车手来说是一门严峻的考验。看看待会车手们的表现如何。Hello everyone, and we are now live for Round 10 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 season at Sepang International Circuit. This is your season host Sammy Hum, and today's weather is definitely the typical Malaysia weather. Super hot and humid, could be or could be not favorable to our drivers on the track today. But let's hear from our pit reporter, Steve Dawson.
Sammy, track temperature, they've just checked it behind our camera, is 51 degrees. That's very hot. On pole position, Florian Latour. He hasn't started well though, and he didn't start well yesterday. Chris van der Drift has started consistently well all season. He's right alongside him in P2. He had great race pace yesterday and should be the favourite among the pro drivers. Among the Pro-Ams, a great opportunity for Zhou Huang to close the gap on championship leader Bao Jinlong. Jinlong is right at the back. Zhou Huang is in pole position. Bao Jinlong has the talent to move his way through, but can he do that enough to maintain the gap he has in the Drivers' Championship? It will be sweaty, Sammy, that's for sure.
Well, ladies don't sweat, we perspire.
That's very true.
But let's see how would our drivers do later. It's going to be an exciting race to see whether Florian will end up in podium today or if Zhou Huang can make it as the champion for Pro-Am. So thank you so much, Steve, and let's throw it back to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy, and thank you, Steve. Good to have your company. It's John Hindorf in the commentary booth for this 10th round of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2023. We are, of course, at Sepang in Malaysia, and a field of 21 cars to come out of the pit lane, which they are doing now. Let's remind ourselves what happened yesterday in round 9. As the red lights went out, the front row was a decent start, it looked like, for Florian Latour, but he got caught right in the middle of Martin Ragging and Luke Lowe. And Luke Lowe and Latour end up in the middle of the pack. That caused problems itself. Then began a fight back. A couple of drivers spinning at the same corner, Jackie Wu, then Adrian De Silva going round as well, through into the gravel for the Kiddie World machine of Eric Kwong. Now, those two drivers with that first lap incident, both having to fight back. A little bit of damage on the right front of Florian Latour's car. It was all about, if you'll pardon the pun, damage limitation. Big moment for the leader in the AM class as he spun Yang Rau, and that took him very close to losing the lead. Latour fights back right at the end, but it was Chris van der Drift who took his second victory of this 2023 season. huge grid walk. A lot of people ready to go and get up close and personal to the cars and drivers as they come round to form up on the grid behind our Porsche safety car. That result yesterday, by the way, closed up the championship at the top of the table. Let's get back down the grid.
Thank you, commentators. Now joining me on the track today, we have the senior manager of One Make Series, Miss Boya Chi. Hi, good afternoon, Boya.
Hi, Sammy. Good afternoon, everyone.
So it seems like we are at the second half of the season and the competition is heating up.
Yes, we have a fierce battles this season, and yesterday the crowd here on site saw great racings. Local hero Nazim got his first podium in the series in his home ground, and the competitions between Maidon Racing's Florin and also Toro Racing's Local has been always very tight. In the Pro M class, we have Bao Jinlong is safe on the top, but Zhou Bihuang is right on his toe. And M class, Yang Ruoyu did a very good job finishing the fifth yesterday. Yeah.
That sounds very exciting for this season. And by the way, I also heard that there's something exciting news from Lo Kai Lo as well.
Yes, after this race weekend, he will be joining Porsche Mobile 1 Super Cup Monza event, which is the finale in Monza next weekend, representing Carrera Asia. We very much look forward to his performance, and it's a great opportunity for him to be competing with the world best GT competitors.
That's fantastic. We are wishing him good luck. And by the way, since the next stop, we are visiting Marina Bay for Singapore Grand Prix. Anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, we were already at the very first Singapore Grand Prix, so we are very excited to be back this year again after the past 3 years missing the event. I think other than it's a straight circuit, very exciting for us, and other than the let's say excitements on the track and also exceptional hospitalities, what we should all look forward to is we're going to release the Carrera Asia 2024 season calendar there, so stay tuned.
That's certainly very exciting. Thank you so much, Boya. So Singapore stop is going to be as spectacular as usual. So with that, let us throw it back to our commentators.
What an opportunity for that young driver. Well, the temperature is pleasant, if a little sticky to be in a race suit, 31 Celsius. Chance of rain 15%, that's 85% chance of it staying dry. Let's always look on the bright side, I always try to at least, but 51 Celsius on the track with the bright sunlight beating down. Our Michelin engineers just taken that temperature, and that is going to torture the tyres. Now, we've seen this before, and that will mean a little bit of tyre management has to come in. The front couple of rows looks broadly similar to the yesterday. Florian Latour and Chris van der Drift on the front row. Lokello and Martin Ragginger, they both got good starts yesterday. Nazim Asman, local driver, ahead of the first of the Pro-Am drivers, Zhou Bihuang on row 3. On row 4, Yang Ruoyu, and he's got alongside Gao Yujie, then Wu Xiaoxin, Hong Shuzhe, Li Chao and Francis Chia on row 6. Behind them have the Li Huanyu for Z-Speed Motorsport, Eric Kwon for Kiddie World, Zhou Jiao for R&B Racing, and Zhang Jiaqui for Toro. Christian Chia, John Shen, Aaron Feng, Bao Jinlong and Jackie Wu at the back. Bao Jinlong put his car in the gravel during qualifying and therefore did not get a second fast lap, and that's why our leader in the Pro-Am class will have to fight his way through. Difficult for him, entertaining for us, I would thought.
Car number 8, Chris van der Drift, is in P2. Chris, you've been starting so well that you don't even need to be on pole. As long as you're on the front row, things could go well.
Yeah, definitely. It's all, I mean, half the race is won from the start. So as long as we have a good start, then we're away and we're in the hunt then.
A win today would guarantee you second in the Drivers' Championship, possibly, depending on what else happens. You may end up leaving Sepang this weekend in the lead. That must be a big incentive.
Yeah, we're playing catch-up, so we just get as many points as we can now towards the end of the year. So as many points as I can take today would be good. And then the others can fight out and do whatever they want. But as long as I get most I can, I'm happy.
Drive safely.
Thank you.
He is certainly, the New Zealander, certainly got the clutch control absolutely perfectly organised. He has been super quick. Watch that red, white and blue team, Shanghai Yong, that machine. Florian Latour has really not been able to convert. Super quick in qualifying, pole positions right through the season, but yet to get round the first corner in the lead. Had a slightly better getaway yesterday, Florian, but the transition, I think probably from first to second, didn't work for him this time. It was fairly even coming off the line. We're going to send Steve further back on the grid now, and our next interview will be with the Team C and D driver, Hong Shizhe, in the number 83. And Steve, he's there right now.
Car number 83 in P10, Hong Shizhe. First of all, Shizhe did not finish yesterday. Can you tell us what happened on Saturday's race?
Yesterday we had a slight mistake on the first lap, so didn't finish the race, unfortunately. Yesterday we went on the gravel, the tires got some damages, so after we got punctures, it's quite a shame, yeah.
P10 must be a good opportunity for you to score some points today, though. Is that your aim?
Yeah, of course, definitely P10 is a good position for me. I'm just gonna try my best. Good start, avoid any incident to finish the race, yeah.
Okay, we'll be watching carefully. Drive safely.
All right, thank you.
P10 overall, second place in Pro-Am, but he's got a clutch of Pro-Am competitors behind him. Li Chao for Team Better Life and the Trans-China Automotive race of driver Francis Chet as well. They'll all be battling, trying to catch Zhou Biwan, who is a few positions further up the grid, and the pole sitter in Pro-Am. In Am, by the way, it is the 9th place number 5 car, and that is R&B Racing and Wu Xian.
Car number 23 in P14, it's Eric Kwong. Eric, 4 podiums so far this season. What are your chances of doing that again today?
I'm trying my best. I mean, I've been up and down all season, and then try to catch some car in the front end and try to get to the podium.
Very hot and humid. Are these the toughest conditions you face all season?
Yes, it's one of them, but I mean, it's Asia. Welcome to Asia. Yeah.
Okay, try and stay cool, drive well.
Thank you. Cheers.
Can't really do anything about the weather, can you? Welcome to Asia indeed. Did have a huge thunderstorm yesterday just after qualifying, but mercifully we've not had any issues in terms of precipitation, at least. So here is the provisional classification, 189 to 173, coming in to round 10. Florian Latour ahead of Lo Kelo, with Chris van der Drift just closing in now, only 4 points behind Lo Kelo in second. Bajin Long with a exactly 30-point lead on Zhou Biwan, with Eric Zhang in third for the Pro-Am classification. Li Chao and Francis Chat in fourth and fifth. And in the Am category, it is the number 22, Zhang Raoyu, 166 ahead of the Z Speed Motorsport driver number 188, Li Zhenyu, in second place. This circuit designed by Herman Tilke and clocks in at just over 5.5 kilometres or 3.5 miles, 15 corners, overtaking spots. Well, we saw it down at turn 1, turn 4, Lang Kuei, before you head down through the fast sweepers. Also an opportunity, of course, at the final corner of this circuit. New tarmac, new pavement from round about the clear curve all the way to the Sunway Lagoon corner before you go up down the back straight, and the opportunity to make up some time through turns 5 and 6, that long sweeping left-hander before the Genting curve. So the cars are off on their green flag lap. The sighting or formation lap, as it is often known. Now the questions that will be in everybody's mind that is watching at the moment is, can our championship leader, with his lead trimmed yesterday, Maidong Racing's number 11, Florian Latour, can he get that car into the apex of turn 1 and try and stay in the lead? Probably actually just try and stay on the track today. What is going through his mind? He's practiced in the sessions that he could, and even at the end of qualifying he was doing a practice start. He's been working with his team. This is one of the few racing series around the world that still uses a grid start at this level of driving. So many sports car series, of course, have rolling starts. Nope, not here. So it is a standing or clutch start. I think the Formula One, Australian V8s, they're probably the two highest ranked championships. Plenty of other series around the world in local racing. My first motor race was in single make championship, which had a clutch start. The old Ford Fiesta Championship. These cars are far cry from my racing debut. Probably about 5 times the power. 507 horsepower. Naturally aspirated, flat 6, double wishbone front suspension. If you want to know what these cars are like, see if you can find someone who's got a Porsche 992 GT3, and you'd have to know them pretty well to for them to let you have a go. But effectively that is the same car with a few creature comforts added on. This flat 6 4-litre engine, an absolute gem, and just being pressed into use once again for the new Porsche 992 ST road car, which is a version of this car, actually exactly the same body with the rear intakes on the rear wheels, but without the rear wing. Try and get a hold of one of those. 1,963 of those produced worldwide. And why that number? Well, that's because the Porsche 911 was quote-unquote born in 1963, celebrating 60th anniversary. 60 years of glorious flat 6 911 being in existence. Now, Florian Latour, come on Florian, we want to see you get a good start. He waits till the very last moment before pulling into his grid slot. He did a burnout when he pulled out. There's a bit of Michelin rubber laid down there. Chris van der Drift, driver's left in the red, white and blue car, the number 11. If you're van der Drift, you're staring across, aren't you, at Florian Latour, trying to psych him out, as if Florian isn't concentrating hard enough. Waiting for the green flag. It took a wee while to come yesterday. Race control speaking to our marshal at the back of the grid. Are they happy that everyone's lined up? It seems so. The green flag is in the air. Round 10 of the 2023 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Red lights come on and go out and we're racing. Now, does Latour get the whole shot this time? It's not bad, but immediately he has to defend low right up against the pin, going down into the first corner, and this could spell trouble again. And it's Van der Drift to his left. He'll take first position. For turn 2, and he might hold on to second place. Not a perfect start by any stretch of the imagination. and he's still struggling. Van der Drift already with 5, 6, 7 Porsche's lengths between the battle for second, which is our Paul Sittler-Latour, and round the outside, here comes the 99 Toro racing car. Logelo, Martin Ragginger in there in the number 86 car, the mostly red and white car. Nazim Azman, Zhoubi Wong, all in there as well. But the battle for the moment is for second position. Florian Latour with a much better getaway, but he's still having to fight very, very hard indeed to keep his position. Now, remember, it is very, very hot here. Track temperature over 50 degrees. And that means that all of the drivers, all 21 of them, Jackie Wu, I think starting from the pit lane, by the way, but all 21 of them will have to look after their Michelin tyres in the early part of the race. Coming down the back straight, the Penang straight for the first time, to the final corner to complete lap 1 then. And how many times have we seen this season? Chris van der Drift on a rich vein of form at the moment. 2 wins in the last couple of races. Great battle further down the field. The number 718 right in there is Bajin Long. Remember, he started from the back after he put it in the gravel trap in qualifying, didn't get a competitive second lap time. Van der Drift, Latour, Lukilo, Ragginger, then Nazim Azman. What a start it's been from Bajin Long. He's already up to 13th position from the back of the grid. That number 718 car is flying. Still in 5th position in his class, leading in the AM category. 10th position for Yang Rou. But at the front of the field, 7/10 of a second, Chris van der Drift just begins to ease away from Florian Latour in second. He's got his hands full with Le Kelo, less than half a second behind. Good battles further down the field. Red and white. Number 718 with the red number in the windscreen. Now right up behind Li Chao in the black, blue and white car. And they are sitting in behind that red, white and blue. And that is the leader in the AM category, Yang Rau. 10th position down for this battle. But the interest is the shiny red car that is battling. Meantime, Chris van der Drift has been caught by not just Florian Latour, but also 3rd and 4th place, as well as Martin Ragging is coming. He's dragging along the number 17 of Nazim Azam. Azman for the 5th position at the moment for the SEMA Derby racing team. A lot of guests here this weekend from his sponsor. Down into turn 1. 2nd and 3rd, the black, silver and blue car of Meidong Racing, and the Frenchman Florian Latour holding back the Toro racing car. What a colour scheme that is. The deep red and grey. Then another red and dark coloured car behind. That is Ragginger, the number 86. Often thought of as a Nürburgring specialist. Martin Ragginger has diversified in the last few years and popped up all over the place. Knows Porsches very well indeed. Coming down to turn 7 and the clear curve onto the recently resurfaced part of the circuit here. Beautiful floor down into T9. It's just starting to climb up, and there was a little lock up there from the leader, and that's pushed him wide. Van der Drift, a small mistake here, and that will not help his Michelin tyres. Now he's got to keep an eye on what's going on behind him. This is an enthralling battle at the front of the field. The top five, round about 2.5 seconds between them. Then there's a little gap, about 3 seconds to the Pro-Am battle. Nazim Asman and Zhou Wong and Hong Shudze. Hong Shudze coming up from 10th position to challenge Hong in the number 83 Team C and D machine in the Pro-Am category. And he's right in behind Zhou Wong. And a 2.5 seconds, side by side for second, and round the long way for the number 99, the Toro racing car, that red and grey machine. But Florian Latour holds on. That's first and second in the championship, second and third in this race. The crisscross from the number 99 car. In fact, Le Quelo was ahead when they went across the line by the tiniest of margins, 3 milliseconds. But with Latour being on the inside, the right-hand side of the track for the first corner, he's held on to that second position. Dries van der Drift at the moment still leading, but unable to pull away from this elbows out battle in second place. Martin Raginger, for the moment at least, just holding a watching brief in 4th position. Nazim Asman in 5th position. Grandstand view of this battle, just dropping away, maybe a couple of 3 cars lengths from the leading quartet. And then there's that gap now, which is opening up to Zhou Wong and Gao Jie, number 2 and 55, the Team Jebsen car, in the blue and white colours. Still fighting through the field, the red and white 718 Bajin Long, and he's up to 10th position now, and he has moved up 1 spot in the Pro-Am as well. His next target, actually I think he's moved up 2 positions. He's ahead of Francis Chia as well. I think he's into 9th now. He's got about 4 seconds between himself and the battle for first and for second and third, should I say, in the Pro-Am category. Zhou Wong has put Gao Yujie between himself and Hong Shudze, who didn't have a great lap last time around. And that battle for first and second in the Pro-Am split now by a Pro car. Can't take our eyes off the lead battle. Raginger now just losing touch with the leading 3 into the first corner again. Right-handed, hold the car into the apex, then drop downhill. Make sure you clip the curb on the inside, open up your hands and get on the throttle. Still charging downhill at this point through the kink at turn 3, then turn 4, and through the lovely sweepers. Number 22, Yang Ryu for the AM class lead in the pink and white car. Yang Ryu at the moment with a healthy lead over the second AM car, which is the number 77. That Zhang Yaqi. However, he's not registered for championship points. So who is going to be taking the second in the AM? That's Wu Xiaoxin for R&B Racing in the number 5 car. So this battle at the front of the field, 4th lap of a maximum of 13. And Van der Drift and Latour now locked together. Look what Florian Latour can do if he gets a slightly better start. Still didn't get the whole shot, but managed to hold on to second position from his front row start. Hearing from race control that track limits warning at turn number 8. It's going too wide in the right-hander at the far side of the circuit, the clear curve, and that is the number 718. Fighting back through the field, Bao Jinlong just going across the line now. Bao in 9th position. He's got the 21 sitting in behind, Francis Chia from the Trans China Automotive car. It's the very bright yellow and black car. Almost the Transformers Bumblebee, that one, isn't it? So Bao in 9th position and sitting now at 3rd in Pro-Am. Shidze is 2 seconds up the road in the number 83 as he's fighting through from the back of the grid. It's been a good run so far from Bao Jinlong, but he's going to have to watch the track limits, otherwise he will get a time penalty. Still the leading 5 in contention, 3 podium positions. Points to come, leading 3 in the championship. Championship leader 2nd, championship 2nd in 3rd, and championship 3rd in the lead at the moment. What kind of mental games and mental agility gymnastics are going on here from these drivers to work out how much grip they've got in very hot conditions. Eric Kwong battling down the field, and he's just gone by the number 16 Modern Motorsports. That's that sort of flame-coloured car. That's John Shen. That's the battle for 15th and 16th, and Eric's just taken that 15th position. Across the line again for the leaders. Top 5 still within 2 1/4 seconds. Who is going to have the performance at the end of the race? We're barely at half distance yet. 16 minutes gone. In the half distance lap now. Now also a warning for Hong Shidze in Pro-Am in the number 83 car, 2nd in Pro-Am at the moment. That again is track limits, so race control busy. Team Jebshin, Gao Yuzhe right in behind. There's Zhou Wong as they're battling for 6th and 7th, further back down the field. But fighting, Bao Jinlong now is with Hong Shidze, and that is the battle for 2nd in Pro-Am at the front of the field. Don't know where to look at the moment, we've got so much going on. Chris van der Drift still leading. Red, white and blue, Team Shanghai Yongda. The progress of the red and white number 718, Bao Jinlong, started right at the back of the cars on the grid. And he is right with Hong Shidze now for Team C&D, number 83 car. Down towards the final corner. He's an audacious manoeuvre down the inside for Gao Yuzhe. Goes through on the Pro-Am car of Zhou Wong. Kind of quite sensible from Chobe Wong. No need to fight that one. He's got the red number on his windscreen. That means Pro-Am. The white numbers means Pro. And here is his actual two competitors. That's second and third in Pro-Am coming to the first corner now. Being Hong Shizhe and Bao Jinlong. Hong Shizhe in the red, white and blue car. Bao in the chrome red machine. So the black, grey and yellow car is the leader in Pro-Am, and the battle for second now is, well, closing is what I'm going to say. At the front of the field, the leading five still pretty much together, with Nazim Azman just losing touch, maybe a little bit. Martin Ragginger trying to get back on terms with the top three. Lokelo for Toro Racing in third position. If you didn't know better, you'd think these guys were putting on a demonstration. They aren't. They're racing. They're on the ragged edge of adhesion. They're pushing the Michelin tyres in the Porsche Type 992 911 Carrera Cup car to its absolute limit into the second half of the race. Lap times holding fairly steady. The leaders all doing around about 2 minutes 10. Best lap time at the moment 2:09.8, and that is from the third place driver Lokelo. So the Michelin tyres holding up well in this extreme heat. Over 50 Celsius when we started this race. Bao Jinlong up to second in Pro-Am. So now he's got 5.5 seconds to try and catch the leader in class. That would be back of the field to the front. My goodness, what an achievement that would be. He's got the time, and he's certainly got the pace in the car and in himself. Takes his fitness very seriously, and Bao Jinlong, tall lad, worked pretty hard yesterday to take the victory. And he's trying to chase down Chobe Wong now, commanding lead in the Pro-Am Championship. Chris van der Drift must be sick of seeing the silver, black and blue front end of Florian Latour, who now begins to challenge. That's interesting, coming out of turn 8 to the left-hander uphill at turn 9, and the leader Van der Drift felt the need to go slightly defensively into that corner from the middle of the racing surface. And that's piqued the interest of Lokelo as well in third place, who closes up, ready to pick up any pieces. Martin Ragginger is right there. Looks like Nazim Azman's just dropped away a tiny little bit, about a second behind the lead battle now. But still, if there's anything goes on there and there's any shenanigans, he's right there to pick up the pieces. About a second and a half now between fourth and fifth position as they stream down the Penang Straight towards the 15th and final corner. We'll have a bit of traffic as well, I think, as the number 25 of Xu Xiao, the R&B racing car, is not that far ahead now, just going into turn 1 as the leaders come across the line. So it'll be blue flags for Xu Xiao. Just out of picture, diving down towards turn 3 at the moment as the lead quartet come through the first complex of Serpentine corners. Great race weekend here, packed full of action, and still 4 rounds, 2 events to go before we crown champions. Points are provisional in the overall standings at the moment after an appeal was put in at the last round but we'll call it as we see it at the moment until that has been resolved. So as it stands, Florian Latour leads the championship from Luc Hello in second and Chris van der Drift in third, and those three drivers are battling it out at the front of the field. How appropriate. Martin Rankinger still in fourth place. Which one of these drivers will blink or break or make a mistake? Or will it be something more akin to a work of genius to make the overtake? 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Meantime, in the classes, Am leader, Yang Rau, the pink and white number 22 car. They've got the green numbers in the Am category. Now he's in the top 10 at 10 at the moment. Not quite the heady heights of the top 5 where he was yesterday until he spun off and put the rear Michelins in the gravel. Lucky to be able to get back on there, but credit to him, he composed himself, recomposed himself very quickly indeed. Said he'd overheated his rear tyres and managed to coax the car back to the end of the race without losing first position. But my goodness, he lost a lot of time and a lot of real estate. Sure, B1 leads in the Pro-Am category, silver, black and yellow. GT silver is the colour that the cars are all supplied in, but nowadays, of course, with the advent of wrapping cars rather than painting them, the livery artistes can really let their imaginations run riot, and we've got plenty of great colour schemes in this championship. Singapore for Formula 1, 2 rounds coming up, and then it's the season finale at Shanghai, the end of October. And certainly the overall championship is not going to be, I don't think it's going to be settled any time probably before the last few laps of that race. Eric Kwong going down the inside in the pink Kiddie World car. Jazin in the two-tone grey car. Just going behind. That was the battle for 14th and 15th. This is a decent race by Eric. Fought his way past John Shen earlier on, now up into 4th in the Am class in that very distinctive Kiddie World racing car. Well, you've got to say that Chris van der Drift, under intense pressure from the championship leader, has at the moment not put a Michelin tyre wrong, has he? Oh, yellow flag at the final corner, spin right in front of the leaders. Well, that could have been very nasty indeed. And yellow flags on the front straight for debris as well. And into the first corner, so there's problems down at turn 1 as well. Couldn't see who'd gone off there. But yellow flags mean, of course, no overtaking and be prepared to stop. So that was a nasty moment there for the leader, Chris van der Drift. But you know what? I think he's turned it to his advantage. All of a sudden, the gap has opened up. Still yellow. I think we've gone full course yellow, have we? Safety car is out. Not seeing that on the timing screen, but I'm looking at the marshal's post. I think, well, there was yellow flags for half of the lap there. Let's check the next marshal's post and see if we can spot a safety car board as well. Yeah, waved yellows all the way around the track at the moment. These cars do not seem to have slowed to full safety car speed yet. Not sure what the issue is, but the safety car has been deployed and now confirmed. I thought there was too many yellows, and the SC board is leaned out as well. So what is the issue here? See if we can work out what the problem is. Not seeing any cars off the circuit at the moment, but our blue Porsche 992 ready to go and pick up the leader. Well, we've only got 2 laps remaining now, so this will effectively... 2 laps to go as they come through this time. So if this is cleared quickly, we might get a single lap dash. Otherwise, Chris van der Drift is going to take his second victory of the weekend. Hard to tell from our cameras, but I think maybe Shark Blue on that safety car. Closest to the old Miami Blue that my US colleague Shea Adam likes so much. Safety car's picked up the leader, Chris van der Drift, and this will pack up the whole field. Now, this will make life interesting. Bao Xinlong, by the way, has caught Zhou Biwang. Thanks to this, he had about, 4 or 5 seconds, I think we said, in that battle for Pro-Am. This also means that everyone else will pack up behind. However, we've started the last lap. So we are going to finish under yellows. Well done, our marshals. Obviously, they got the word and got the yellow flags out early. .188 Z-Speed Motorsport. Li Chenu, I think, was the car that we saw moving very slowly at the end of the lap. Was that enough to bring out the safety car? Not sure. Had gone past the pit lane entrance, but couldn't see it stranded there. Chris van der Drift will care, should I say, not at all about this. Once again, this is doing his championship charge, the absolute power of good. And with Lokelo in 3rd position, that is going to tighten up that battle for 2nd place. Florian Latour will lead the championship, but again, this is going to make things very, very close indeed. So coming down to the final corner of the final lap, round 10 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Safety car will pull in, but the yellows are still out, so no overtaking. That's so that we don't get a safety car in the way of the leaders if they come through. Debris on the front straight. We saw that from earlier on. So a rather anticlimactic end to the race in some ways, but Chris van der Drift will be loving that. Not sure how much performance he had left, but he didn't have to lean on it. Van der Drift for Team Shanghai Hyundai wins from Florian Latour. Our championship leader holds on barely to his championship lead. And Luke Lowe in 3rd. The top 3 in the championship are the top 3 on the podium. Martin Ragging, the man unlucky and misses out. Great run for Nazim Asman as well, who stayed with that very experienced quartet ahead and will clock up a 5th position. Gao Yujie from Team Jebsen coming through to 6th overall and in the pro class. Zhou Biwang maybe getting a bit of help from that safety car, actually. holds on to the Pro-Am lead and cuts the Bao Xinlong huge lead down a tiny bit. But how about Bao Xinlong all the way from the back of the gridded cars up to 8th position, ahead of Hong Shizhe, who's 3rd in the Pro-Am. And in the Am category, Yang Ryu wins it ahead of Zhang Yaqi and Eric Kwong, although Zhang not registered for points. John Shen in 4th position for Modena Motorsports in the Am category. We'll have a word with our winners in class. Steve already positioned himself down in the Parc Fermé area. Well, the New Zealander has certainly found some form at exactly the right time of the season. 3 wins in the last 2 weekends, and unofficially I reckon that takes him to 2nd place in the championship. It'll be a point either way with Luke Lowe. They'll pull off the circuit this time around. Shanghai Yonder taking the max points for the dealer trophy. Maidong Racing came into the weekend just 6 points ahead of Toro. So Shanghai Yonder will have closed up on the leading 2. I think, yeah, it'll still be Maidong from Toro from Team Shanghai Yonder, but they will be much, much closer than the 15 points that they were in arrears. Well, you've got to have a good weekend if you are going to have 2 race victories in a field that has this kind of quality. Unofficially, here's the results from Round 10, Sepang, Malaysia, Porsche Carrera Cup 2023. Van der Drift from Latour from Luke Lowe in the overall. Zhou Biwang holds off a charging Bao Xinlong in 2nd, from Hong Shizhe in 3rd in the Pro-Am. And great victory in 10th overall for Yang Ryu in the Am category. What a great race. Just no mistakes at the front of the field. We saw a couple of attempts to get alongside from Luke Lowe on Florian Latour, and from Florian challenged Chris van der Drift, but really never got totally alongside. Maybe a quarter or a third of a car overlap, but that was about all. The cars obviously identical, the drivers so closely matched, and the concentration levels superb. I think there was one locked Michelin front, wasn't there, from Chris van der Drift out at turn 9. Round about 3 or 4 laps in, and I'm having to think really hard there.
Chris van der Drift, 2 wins in 24 hours. You must feel fabulous. Tell us how you feel.
That was hard work, that one, definitely. Again, mega start, and managed to do that. And then I was waiting for the other guys, especially with the new tyres, to really come through. But Florian just kept them behind. He was sort of on me, off me, and I could have found a rhythm. I completely locked my front left into the hairpin 1 lap, so that wasn't very good. So I wasn't concentrating enough on the brake bias. So after that, sort of settled down, and I know he was fast in some places, I was slow in others, so I could just manage the bits that I was struggling in and make the best I could out of those, and then make a gap on the bits that I was good. So wicked.
As a spectator, it didn't seem as if you had to shut the door too much. But it was more than just pace then. You were constantly adjusting position and stopping him from coming through.
Yeah, there was a few times where he actually had to go, one at the hairpin where I had to sort of close the door a little bit, but otherwise I kind of managed the gap. Although it wasn't easy, I managed the gap, and he wasn't close enough anywhere to have a pounce where I could really get me.
Now I'm going to have to do the maths, but I think you're second in the Drivers' Championship, 4 races to go. How are you feeling? Johnny come lately?
Yeah, we had a bit of a rough start to the year and a bit behind the eight ball, but we've got our mojo, I think, now, so that's really good. And I'm looking forward to Singapore and Shanghai, the 2 tracks I really love, so can't wait for those ones.
Great to see, well done.
Thank you.
Chris van der Drift has come alive on the Class 1 Formula 1 circuits, hasn't he? 2 race victories here. 2 more F1 category circuits to go. Does that bode well for the end of the season? Zhou Beiwang, by the way, held on to the Pro-Am win. So a 7th position for the Porsche Beijing Central and Golden Port driver.
Zhou Beiwang is with us after the most sensational, exciting Pro-Am battle. Less than half a tenth. How does he feel, Sammy?
就是你跟包金龙的那个时间的相差是少于5微秒，你觉得感觉如何？
就因为我一个人在前面跑嘛，然后我第一圈把轮胎给锁方了，然后我就车子一会儿转向那个助力就没了，后来开起来也挺挣扎的。因为他从后面发车嘛，所以离我比较远，那我就只能适当稍微慢一点，然后保护一下轮胎，不然我怕我的那个轮胎会爆胎。
So there were a little bit of issues with the tires because like he went too hard in the beginning, but because Bao Jinlong was started at further back, so he was just trying to play safe so that the tires are okay.
Did you expect Bao Jinlong to come right up on your tail, or was this a big surprise?
就包金龙可以在短时间内就几乎要追上你，是你的预料范围之内吗？
对的，我赛前就知道大概是这个情况，但是我觉得应该当他追上以后，可能会有一段距离，所以我也不是特别的紧张。
Actually, it's within my expectations, but of course there was some distance before he caught up with me, so I was actually quite okay with it.
Great entertainment. Thanks very much for providing it.
非常感谢今天的精彩的赛事，谢谢。
谢谢。
So a few points grabbed back there by Zhou Beiwang. Bao Jinlong second, Hong Shizhe third in the Pro-Am. We'll see those guys on the podium. And Yang Rao, top 10 finish and first in the AM category.
Yang Ruoyu, a winner again in the amateur class. Just tell us how you feel.
For sure, I'm exhausted. One more steering wheel problem again. I think it's the 3rd steering wheel. Yeah, it's tough.
4 rounds to go, looking good for you?
Yeah, good. I'm really looking for the round in Singapore. I love the track over there. Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing you. Well done.
Thank you.
So the 10th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. A much better start from Paul Mann, championship leader in the number 11, Florian Latour. Ultimately, he had to give up first position, but held on, battled it out with Lo Kelo in the red and grey car. Had the inside line for turn 2, and managed to hold on to second place. Chris van der Drift was gone, and that was a position that Chris would not relinquish, managing his used tyres very well at the front of the field. The Maidang Auto number 11 car, black, silver and blue. At some points under pressure, at some point putting pressure on. Back down the field, the very hot temperatures causing problems for Francis Chia and the yellow and black car. Eric Kwong made his way through the field in the AM class and actually finishes 3rd and on the podium in that category. Team Jebsen, 55. That blue and white car going through there. Gao Yujie. Safety car to end the race. Picked the cars up as they went on to the final 3.5 miles, 5.5 kilometres. And that allowed Chris van der Drift to just cool his pace, cool his Michelin tyres. Didn't have the benefit of new rubber like the drivers behind him. He's used his new tyres earlier in the weekend. But it's a double for the Kiwi and for Team Shanghai Yongda. And wins in the categories for Zhou Wang in Pro-Am and Yang Rao in Am. That's a double for Yang as well this weekend. Well, great excitement there for that front battle. Sharp end of the field, just showing their class. Barely a mistake made by any one of the top five, actually, all the way down through Martin Raginger in fourth and Nazim Asman in fifth position. Brilliant stuff, and we'll be doing it all again on the F1 circuit with the F1 cars, not at the same time, obviously, at Singapore for 2 races before we round off the season in style at the home of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific at Shanghai, the end of October. Formalities being prepared. And it will be Sammy to take us through the podiums. Podia. Enjoyed that. Well, that was really good. And just showing how difficult it is in cars that have identical performance potential to actually make a pass if the driver that you are battling with does not make a mistake. Chris van der Drift, one locked wheel at the hairpin at turn 9, the uphill hairpin. And once, I think, maybe twice, he had to go to the middle of the road just to discourage Florian Latour from trying to make the inside pass. But that was about it. Now, if we follow our normal protocol, it should be the AM drivers that come out first for their podium ceremony. The hard-working marshals, men and women in orange, just cleaning up around the circuit, and we pass our thanks to them and their colleagues around the world for their hard work and their gift of their time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium presentation for round 10 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Sepang. Now I would like to invite the winners of round 10 for Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Sepang for the M class. On the third place, we have driver number 23, Eric Kwong from World Racing. And on second place, we have driver number 77, Zhang Yang from Toro Racing. We'll have the team manager represent him to be on the podium. And the champion for M class, we have driver number 22, Yang Ruoyu from BD Group. And now I would like to invite the managing director of Porsche Motorsports Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexandre Gibault, to present the winner trophy. And now to present the second place trophy. And now to present the third place trophy. And may I invite Mr. Alexandre Gibault to join our winners of the M class for a group photo. All right, gentlemen, leave your trophies up high, look into the front and smile. All right, thank you everyone, and thank you Mr. Alexandre Gibault. And now it is time for champagne!
You see the representative of the team just a little bit slow getting the cork out of the champagne bottle. Second swig of champagne this weekend for our AM class winner, Yang Rao. Oh, that's a good haul of points. Hard race for everybody in those very high temperatures, very humid as well here at Sepang. We'll move on to the Pro-Am category now, just resetting the podium. Giving Sammy a moment to confirm the results.
And now I would like to invite the winners of round 10 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Sepang for the Pro M class. On the third place, we have driver number 83, Hong Shijie from Team C&D. Second place, driver 718, Bao Jinlong, Zhengtong Auto. And the champion for Pro M class goes to driver number 2, Zhou Bi Wang from Porsche Beijing Central and Golden Port. And I would like to invite Mr. Hannes Ruoff, the Chief Executive Officer of Porsche Asia Pacific, to present the winner's trophy. And now the second place trophy. And the third place trophy. And I would like to invite Mr. Ruoff to join us on the podium for a group photo. All right, gentlemen, big smiles and lift your trophies up high. Ready, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you, gentlemen, and thank you so much to Mr. Ruoff. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for champagne.
The usual festivities for our Pro-Am category, which leaves the overall and the pros to come out and join Sammy and the dignitaries on this podium here at Sepang. It's really tightened up the championship now with 4 rounds to go. 3 drivers within striking distance of each other. The 2 victories by Chris van der Drift this weekend has really closed him up and put him into second position.
Round 10 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Sepang for the overall class. On the third place, we have driver number 99, Luo Kailuo from Toro Racing. And on second place, we have driver number 11, Florian Latour from Meidong Racing. And the champion goes to driver number 8, Chris van der Drift from Team Shanghai Yongda. And we have a trophy winner goes to Team Shanghai Yongda. And now I would like to invite Mr. Christopher Hunter, the Chief Executive Officer of Sime Darby Auto Performance, to present the winner trophy. And now the second place trophy. And the third place trophy. And the dealer trophy. May I invite Mr. Christopher Hunter to join our winners on stage for a group photo. Let's give them a big round of applause once again. Gentlemen, please raise your trophies up high. And get ready to pose. 1, 2, 3. All right, once again, thank you to Mr. Christopher Hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for celebration!
2 wins from 2 for Chris van der Drift this weekend, and he closes the gap on the championship leader, Florian Latour. Florian keeps getting pole positions, but can't convert them to race wins. If he keeps doing that, he won't take the championship. If Chris van der Drift keeps winning, there are enough points left for him to be overhauled. Brilliant weekend at Sepang. It's Singapore with F1 next for Porsche Carrera Cup 2023.
Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades. It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.